And so it's better to probably just buy it cash, clean it up a little bit, and then maybe put it back, refinance it so that now
Yeah.
you can go to traditional lenders to finance it before you now put it into the rental market and you could probably even generate a lot more rental income using that type of approach, which goes to our second
Yeah.
question, rental income.
Yeah. Yeah, and definitely, and just to kind of add to what you're just alluding to is, there's obviously the component of, the deal has to be in the right, physical condition to actually have a lender, provide you the
Mhm.
financing. On top of that, there are just, minimum loan amount requirements from lenders. So
Right.
again, if on the low end, if we have a partner that will not lend, less than $75,000 on a debt service coverage ratio loan, then you can't be buying an $80,000 property, right? Because it's not going to meet their down payment requirements
Down
and so forth.
payments.
So again, you might have that property be livable in the right market and generally be okay for financing, but you'll run into some constraints there as well. So a few kind of key things for people to keep in mind as they explore opportunities.
So rental income, obviously that's a big thing that most people are familiar with. You know what? Can
Mm-hmm.
my property generate enough rent to cover my expenses, my mortgage, my property taxes? Uh, what let's look at that a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
detailed from a detailed perspective beyond just the income, potential rental income. What other facets do you typically explore when you're
Yeah.
viewing this metric?
Yeah, I always it's a great question because I know a lot of the times in the industry and a lot of people will look at what is the rent ratio to the purchase price you're paying.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not that that's a bad metric to look at, but every market is different, right? And when you start factoring in large expenses, such as property taxes, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
be paying very different property taxes relative to your purchase price or the value of your home in Texas versus Alabama, right?
Right.
So if you looked at just the rents of the properties relative to the prices and compare it apples to apples on that case, you're not going to have the same cash flow generate relatively because there's going to be a lower a lower net income generated from the property. So it is
Mm-hmm.
important to really be granular and actually factor in the the various expenses and allowances that are are going to be applicable when you own the investment.